Welcome back, everybody. It is the 5x5, and I'm your host, David, and this is The Drive. I almost made it without going anywhere today, which is good because if you listen, which is probably not up yet, but it's probably be up. It'll probably be up as soon as you hear this one. I worked a lot this past weekend, and Tuesday is my Saturday. Or my Saturday A, Wednesday's my Saturday B, Thursday is my Sunday. And I got to rest. I got the best sleep I've had since last night. Sleep and relax. I think I woke up at I woke up at 1. I was up earlier, like at 11, but I didn't, so much do anything. You know how you lay there and you kind of drift off back to sleep? So then I really made myself get up at 1. I laid there till 1:30, and then I finally got up and got some clothes on and stuff, but, so that's good. That's good. But I had to run a quick errand to the store, and that prompted me getting out of the house. I did feed the dog today and get the trash out and stuff like that. I did get that done. But other than that, I've been lazy bones. But I'm so crazy. It's 6 o'clock now in the evening. And I had to get my these last errands ran to the store and grab me some to eat before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come on. And by the way, if you guys haven't noticed or not even noticed, I think we have found a new home for The Drive. I didn't want to have it on Spreaker. I just want to spread my words to everybody. So The Drive now can be found on Mixlr.com /the 5x5, and the 5's numeric, just like on the Twitter at the 5x5, and the Blogspot blog at the 5x5.blogspot.com. And we are hopefully going to broadcast more there. I actually like it. It's free, so if you guys want to do a podcast, you want to have a live podcast. I read an article which, live podcasts, people still wait to listen. There's some people that listen, like on Spreaker, I have a group of people that listen to me when I'm live, and I kind of interact with them in the chat room. There's a chat room on Mixlr as well, but it's rare, and I think that's true from the article that I read. I think it's true. You might get 1 or 2 live listens, and there's some to get a ton of live listens, but their shows are different. In essence, not really it's more like a radio show, and I think that's what the Spreaker format tries to accomplish. Try to make that radio show, talk show thing going on. But whenever you catch me, whenever, wherever, however you catch me, this will be on, and I'll put it on the blog as well, so you can get past. Because that's the thing, you can't get. Yeah, you can listen to past episodes. You just can't download them. But like I said, not much going on in the way of things that I'm doing today. I'm ready to run in here to the Family Dollar. That's some stock I wish I had bought years ago. Because remember, Dollar General Store and Family Dollar, they were cash businesses for such a long time. So they're very, very, very cash solid because they didn't start taking credit cards and stuff. They worked in the debit cards, and I think I don't think they did checks at all, but they worked in the debit cards, and then down the road they did credit cards, but that was after years of not accepting them. So I wish I had bought that stock. I'm sure they're really financially sound. How am I gonna get in here? I'm gonna park over here. Oh, I could. That was my part. I am the worst person at finding parks. You know, I like to get to the getaway zone, and when I have people in my car with me, I have a Monte Carlo, and you know, it's a 2-door, and when people in my car, and I have to tell people, watch my doors, because, all right, not only my doors, I don't want to have to submit an insurance claim or have somebody submit an insurance claim because you opened my door too wide and banged it into the car next to it. So I always park out. If I have somebody with me, if I park by myself, if I went by myself and I try to park, I can park pretty close, but I still find the worst parks. Only one time, it was Christmas Eve, where I found the best parks. Every place I went, my nephew was with me, we were parked right in front of the building, so that was good. But like I said, I found the worst parks now, but these doors, they open up like the Batmobile. They're so wide. That's the only bad thing about this car, is that the doors open up so wide. Anyhow, let me run in here real quick and grab a few things that I need, and I'll be right back.
Excellent strength and perfect clarity is the 5x5.
Sorry about that. I had to run in there. They didn't have what I wanted, so I had to go to a different store, and that really irritated me. But anyhow, I got what I needed to get, and it's so freaking cold out here. I know I say it every day, and it is winter. I did read on Facebook where some of my friends who live in Atlanta, they're suffering from minute snow and the city shutting down. So one thing that I liked about Atlanta, even if they got a dusting of snow, I didn't have to go to work because they would shut everything down, because those idiots, no, I'm not going to say idiots, they're not used to snow, so they don't know how to handle themselves on snow. And that's why they can't handle it. They just can't do it. My window just did something funny. It's not acting right. It better not be trying to break. And that's the only thing. 1 second. And so I hope it's not breaking. I'm not getting no time for that. It's cold, and I think it's affecting everything. It's been so terribly cold. But I'm going to stop saying it, because I could be somewhere else where it's colder, or not have a heated car, or not have a heated home, or not have sufficient clothes to wear, and living outside. So I need to stop my belly aching and suck it up. But anyhow, so I got my little groceries, going home. 6:30, I need to get home. I stopped at Captain D's. For some reason, I'm not feeling Long John Silver's. Well, I haven't felt it in a long time, but the last time I went to Long John Silver's, they gave me spoiled, what's that stuff called? Coleslaw. And I didn't appreciate that. But Captain D's has really turned it up. And I mean, how much fish can you order through the drive-thru? That's what irritates me. When people, they have like multiple orders in a drive-thru, and you know, go inside, you know, because a drive-thru is not parked. I'm parked right now. That irritates the hell out of me. I don't know why. I just had a friend post something very, very disturbing to me, and this is the nature of people. And this is a person who got his college education way later in life, like in his late 30s. Or, yeah, he's in his late 30s now. And now he has a problem with people being handed out people being handed out, not even handed out so much, but with the minimum wage being increased. Now, here's somebody who's been poor for a long time. And if he could have used a bump to his minimum wage, whatever job he had, I'm sure he would have enjoyed it. And because of his status, you got loans, you got free money to go to school, and yes, you bettered yourself, and that's awesome. It's wonderful. It's great. But how dare you be so judgmental? He's like, people are getting handouts because of governments. That's not a handout, boo. You're getting grants and loans and stuff for higher education because of your economic status is a handout, not because the federal government has increased the minimum wage to $10.10. And here's the thing: that's not even the case. It's for newly contracted workers, the minimum wage will be increased to $10.10. So it's not going to affect. He used an example like the people at McDonald's. They want to work at McDonald's, and so why should they get the same money I'm making because they work there, and I got my education and I worked hard for my degree and to get a good job, and they're making almost as much as me. Well, that's on your employer. That's on no one else but your employer. Tell your employer to pay you more money. Ask for a raise. If you think you're being shafted by these poor people who even $10 is barely a livable income, it's still poverty. So you got a lot of nerve. Shut that down. I'm like, I can't believe you actually said that. It's just, this is the nature of people that, once you attain a certain amount of education, people are education snobs, going the other way, or wealth or a job. America was built on middle America factory workers, that didn't have degrees, but their jobs can't be found anymore, because they're all being outsourced to, countries where the companies, it's not it's not the government, it's these companies that outsource jobs just so they can be more profitable because they don't want to pay Americans what we're worth. And so him saying that, I was like, I came really close to defriending this idiot because I've been knowing him a very, very long time. And I'm like, I can't believe you opened your mouth to say that nonsense, because it's not. He blamed on Obama, and he's a Democrat, but he's like, this is shenanigans on his part. No, there's people who make less and they can't even. Maybe they're not intelligent enough to go to college. Everybody can't go to school. Everybody's not intelligent enough to go to college or get post-secondary education. It's just not in the cards for some people. Some people don't have the money. Some people don't have the means. But is that their fault? Should they not be able to get a job that they can provide for their families and provide for the people that they care for in their lives? That doesn't make sense. Or even provide for themselves, to be able to go on trips, to be able to go on vacation, to not only take care of the bare necessities, save some for a rainy day, be able to get a vehicle so you can get yourself to work. Give me a break. That was one of the most judgmental things I've ever read from someone I call a friend on Facebook. It was just totally, I'm like, yeah, all that education you supposedly have, and you work in social services, so there comes a compassion when you work in social services, and I work in social services. So my thing is, where's that compassion that this is the line of work you chose to do? And furthermore, historically, social work has always paid low. Always. So when you go in, you spend all this money on education, you ought to know, unless you end up at doctorate level, you ought to know that the exchange from the feeling of that you're doing something good, or the compensation for your job, is more about, I'm doing something good, I'm being a positive influence in someone's life, versus I'm going to make $1 million doing that. That's not what you signed up for. And that's it for The Drive. I'm home. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.